Today on WSRH Extra, we take a look at a unique animal sanctuary.
Also, we meet a teacher who put his heart into an academy at school.
Plus, we meet an ordinary citizen who spends their life taking care of others. WSRH Extra starts now. Welcome to this episode of WSRH Extra. I'm Alyssa Schwab.
And I'm Caitlin Stevens. Today we have a special episode where we take a look at people who are passionate about what they do.
Now we take a look at a 67-year-old man who has been working with reptiles since he was a kid. WSRH Extra reporter Blake Waterman has the story.
Snakes, crocodiles, alligators, etc. all can be found at a small place called Crocodile Corner, where Fred Grunwald has been taking care of these animals for quite some time.
It's something you kinda have to have a passion for. Not sure why I chose reptiles. My dad bought me a caiman, which is a South American type of alligator, when I was like 12 years old. I'm 67 now. So, ever since then, I've been interested in reptiles. There you go.
Fred's passion is evident, seeing that he invests so much time in his animals and even educates those around him.
Oh, he's got to be here every day, feed them every day, mend to them when they're ill. So he's kind of almost a veterinarian also. So there's a real lot of work to take care of these animals.
When it comes to the reptile world, Fred definitely has to give it his 110%, especially considering the size of some of his animals.
I have a snake over here that's almost 20 feet long and 200 pounds. I have a crocodile out back that is 11 feet and maybe 400 pounds. And I have an alligator out back that's over 11 feet. I think he's probably about 700 pounds.
Some people are passionate about what they love, but Fred Grunwald clearly takes that to another level. It was totally awesome for you guys to tune into us. For WSRH Extra, I'm Blake Waterman.
Some people have a passion in life for sports or a talent they have. Unlike most, this woman has a passion for taking care of others, especially children. WSRH Extra reporter Presley Rodriguez shows us her story.
Many young children across the world don't get to experience a stable living environment because they are always on the go in living conditions. Two sisters who wanted to make a difference in the community expressed what it's like to change the lives of young children.
It gives me the opportunity to give, the kids that come into my house a different lifestyle for the time being and give them, something that they may never enjoy or see in the future.
Along Jody and Lisa's fostering journey, 3-week-old Brooklyn was addicted to 10 different drugs when she was being carried by her mother, so Lisa and Jody knew the challenges that would come ahead when taking her in.
So when we first got her, it was more of a challenging thing because due to the fact of substance abuse, she was addicted to 10 different drugs. So knowing that, we knew that it came with a challenge. And the challenge would have been undeveloped lung issues, could go from behavioral issues, long-term effects that we don't know of. So we knew it was going to be a challenging effort.
After facing the challenges with Brooklyn, Lisa was finally able to fight for custody and finally adopt her.
The final adoption with fighting for her, it took almost a year, and I was able to fully adopt her on her first birthday.
With Lisa adopting Brooklyn, Jody and Lisa still foster many children. In total, they have fostered 15 children, but Jody expresses that she understands that taking in one child can change their life in a positive way.
I hope that, in the future I have the chance of running across them again one day. Hopefully not on the law side, but on the good side.
Jody and Lisa understand that taking in one child can change their perspective on life, and they will understand it when they look back at what they've done for them in the future. For WSRH Extra, I'm Presley Rodriguez.
A local hairstylist enjoys bringing people joy through their hair. WSRH Extra reporter Sophia Maldonado has the story.
When Natalie first discovered her love for doing hair, she thought it was just a fun way to pass time, but slowly her hobby grew into her passion.
I have always loved dyeing my own hair. I remember my mom came home one day with bleach and purple and blue hair color one day, and I have just been dyeing my hair since.
As Natalie's desire to do hair expanded, so did her creativity.
She doesn't just stick to the basics, and she's not afraid of trying new things like fashion colors or new techniques.
Not only does Natalie find hairstyling to be a creative outlet, but she also is fulfilled by what she can do for others.
The most rewarding part is when you get a client that's never had their hair done before and you get to boost their confidence with one either hair color or hair cutting service, and they just go home feeling like $1,000,000.
Natalie's passion for hair continues to shine through her work. For WSRH Extra, I'm Sophia Maldonado.
February is the month of love where many celebrate Valentine's Day. Finding a soulmate can be pretty rare, but one couple found theirs many years ago. WSRH Extra reporter Madison Newman shows us their story.
Carmela Rayfield, an immigrant who moved to Palm Beach County over 50 years ago and has overcome a lot of challenges during her time here.
Born in Naples, Italy, August 10, 1942, and in a big family.
Carmela had another challenge she had to face in order to start her life in the U.S.
And I found a job across the street. It was a meant to be, I didn't know. It was a job across the street from a church. So I didn't speak English, but that's okay. It was no matter anyway. And after 2 months, I had 4 people under me. I was teaching them. And I go to church.
Finding true love seems to be difficult, especially when there are over 7 billion people in the world. During Carmela's time in the factory, she met a kind veteran named Paul Rayfield.
I was born January 28, 1945, in not such a fancy house, because we were just dirt poor. I left for San Antonio, Texas, to go in the Air Force. And I stayed in the Air Force for 4 years. Then I happened to go to Regal, where Carmela, my wife, was working.
He came to work in there, and that's when we started to look each other, and we like it.
Paul felt the sparks of true love the first time he saw her.
Around there doing my job, and I happened to see this pretty girl at the candy machine. She couldn't get her candy out. So I went and gave her a hand, and she got her candy.
Later on, Paul and Carmela had to make a quick decision in order to save their relationship.
1 month and I had to leave United States, and that's when my husband decided to marry me in that month. I didn't speak English and he didn't speak Italian, so we didn't speak each other. But I guess the love went on.
Amongst all this, we happened to have 2 fine children, David and Mark. 4 grandchildren, 2 boys, 2 girls.
Carmela and Paul have not only created their own journey, they have also impacted the people around them, such as their own son, Mark.
Well, as a kid, you don't really think too much about how your parents' love story was, but as you get older, you really understand what it takes to have a strong marriage. Come from totally different backgrounds, didn't speak the same language, and the only thing that they had in common was the spark of love. I realized how precious our marriage was and how valuable it was to me. It gives me the strength that I didn't realize at the time, but to have a strong marriage myself. So we're happily married over 25 years. We have 3 beautiful children.
After hearing Carmela and Paul's story about their journey together as a couple, I now believe it is possible for anyone to find their soulmate. For WSRH Extra, I'm Madison Newman.
Many people have a passion and show it in many different ways. A teacher here at the Ridge shows hers through teaching students every day. WSRH Extra reporter Andrea Davino takes us to meet Miss Hagan.
You did not realize the own bounty of your love, and you did not realize my need.
What's the most important lesson taught in school? Some may think it's math, others might say science or reading, but for Marcy Hagan, it's love.
Hi, lovies.
Marcy Hagan is a teacher at Seminole Ridge High School who is known for incorporating love into all aspects of her teaching.
She has so much passion for what she does, and she loves the text, she loves the students, she just exudes love in such a positive way, and it makes it infectious, and it makes it so nice to work with her.
One thing unique to Miss Hagan is a love bump, which is a gesture she made up as a way to connect with her kids personally.
So Miss Hagan has this thing called a love bump, and it's basically just like her showing her way of affection towards us. So like whether it be at the end of every text message she gives us through a line, it'll be like, oops, I almost forgot my love bump, or things like that. And I don't know, it just really shows that she truly does love us.
While Ms. Hagan easily radiates love in the classroom, she says it's been difficult to build those same connections with her students virtually.
You guys know I always think that I'm rich, not with money, but with the love and everything that I have in my life. That's why this year has been so difficult in the pandemic, because it was a rough go in the beginning, but connections, like I said, are very, very important. And I just want kids to feel valued. I want them to feel smart.
Even though Miss Hagan worries that she maybe isn't getting through to her virtual students in the way that she wants, one student who is virtual for the first half of the year proves she has nothing to worry about.
I found that like Miss Hagan's class would genuinely give me like energy. Like I could feel her positive energy through the screen, and it would just make me a lot happier to be in her class.
Question, okay?
Miss Hagan hopes that by conveying love through her teaching and showcasing it all around her classroom, she will leave an impact on students that will last longer than just their high school years.
Kids are not going to remember Shakespeare. Kids are not going to remember a poem. They're going to remember how I made them feel. They're going to remember the connections that we made in class. They're going to remember the trust and the caring that we all shared with each other.
Some students even keep in contact with Miss Hagan to this day.
Because so many students keep in contact with me. I mean, I call him my firstborn. He's going to be 40 pretty soon, and he still keeps in contact with me.
Whether you've met Miss Hagan or not, anyone can admire the passion she has for teaching and the unconditional love she has for her students. For WSRH Extra, I'm Andrea Davino.
Coming up on WSRH Extra, we see what's going on in sports.
I'm ready on the award and thankful.
Being left out is probably the worst feeling you could ever feel.
And everyone.
I am really happy.
Rajanti.
I
am really smart. I am a real person.
I am a robot being. I am a real cookie.
The R word has been used to label people with disabilities since 1462.
The R word was used as a medical diagnosis from 1895 to the 1960s.
The R word is
disrespectful,
derogatory, vulgar,
abusive, vulgar.
Spread the word to end the word.
Visit spreadtheworld.global to help end the word.
Lacrosse season is in full swing, and many players are getting to fulfill their passion. One player in particular pours her heart onto the field during every game. WSRH sports reporter Haley Bass takes us to meet some members on the team.
Lacrosse is a sport that takes lots of determination and dedication. Elizabeth Alarcon, co-captain of the Seminole Ridge lacrosse team, has got these traits on lock. Her love for the sport stems from her family, but continues to grow with each practice.
It's like a really big family thing. Like my cousins played, I play, and like we see each other at tournaments, and like the team itself is a huge family, so I really enjoy it.
Not only does Lizzie play lacrosse for Seminole Ridge, but she also plays for a travel team. Her leadership is apparent no matter where she's playing.
She plays in travel, she dedicates her time in practice and outside of practice. She helps all the other girls just get better, and she always goes above and beyond when she can.
Lizzie began her lacrosse journey 4 years ago and has made tons of great memories along the way. She says the memory she looks at most fondly was at her last tournament.
Like being a senior, just beating a team that not everybody beats, and like it was really cool because we went undefeated our first day, and it was just really, really fun.
Lizzie leaves her heart in the field every night, playing with passion and the special love she has for the sport. For WSRH Extra, I'm Haley Bass.
Due to a lighting problem, many of our sports teams have had to adapt. WSRH sports reporter Caitlin Stevens shows us how our sports teams are adjusting to the changes.
As a traditional high school experience, sports games are being rescheduled and changed due to a mishap on the fields.
The lens covers at the football field, it appears, were rusted out, and so a few of them fell when we had the big wind a week or so ago, and so that's where the school district deemed them unsafe and that we had to stop practices.
All games that are usually night events have changed to the middle of the afternoon, and some teams even had to change where they are practicing and playing.
So unfortunately, because we're at Community Park, we can't paint our lines, so we don't know how a play would look on the field with actual lines. We don't know where people should stand because we don't have those markers that we would have if we were on our own field. So it's really creating a disconnect just because we can't practice with actual field conditions.
Well, it'll definitely be warmer, so we'll definitely have to be in really good shape to play at that time and definitely hydrate before, during, and after the games.
Some teams are even having to make the use of their surroundings.
So our team has been dislocated, I would say. So we have to use the courtyard. Last week we couldn't practice at all because we just couldn't practice. We've been on the courtyard this full week. We do have to reschedule some of our home matches. So we're just kind of taking it day by day. It's kind of tough on our players because they're really eager to be on the tennis courts. It's hard to play tennis without the courts. But we're making the best of it. There's nothing we can really do.
A wait for new lights is long, but the teams still have hope.
The new lights won't be up this spring season. It's a very expensive project, and the school district has to go through certain approvals, and so it will be summertime, I would guess.
Hopefully when they're done, we can get back to playing all day games. Usually we play night games for baseball starting at 6:30. But now all of our games are going to be starting at either 4 or 4:30 p.m.
With schedules changing and the lights being down, they are not out completely. Games have been rescheduled and the players' dedication to their passion is in place. For WSRH Extra, I'm Caitlin Stevens.
Well, that's it for this episode of WSRH Extra. I'm Alyssa Schwab.
And I'm Caitlin Stevens. If you have any story ideas, please tweet us at Seminole Ridge TV.